When people think of survival kits, they often picture expensive pre-packed boxes sold online. But the truth is that some of the most reliable and life-saving kits in history were built from scratch with whatever was on hand. From soldiers in the trenches of World War II to families hiding out during air raids, survival boiled down to simple but well-chosen essentials placed where they were needed most. If you build your kit the right way today, you're not just preparing for emergencies, you're carrying forward lessons that kept generations alive when supplies were scarce. Let's break down exactly what goes into a homemade survival kit, how to assemble it, and most importantly, where to place it so that it is ready when you need it. A survival kit begins with water and how to store it safely. No survival kit is complete without water. History shows that armies and civilians who lasted the longest were not necessarily those with the most food, but those who secured water first. In your home kit, that means clean drinking water stored in durable, sealed containers. Glass jars were common in World War II households, but today, heavy-duty plastic bottles or stainless steel canteens work best. You need at least 1 litre per person per day. A practical way to start is to store 3 to 5 litres in each kit location. If you can't store enough, include water purification tablets or a small portable filter. This mirrors what soldiers carried in field kits during the war, when contaminated water often posed more danger than enemy fire. Food reserves should be compact, durable and energy-rich. A survival kit does not need to hold a week's worth of meals, but it must provide enough calories to get through a critical stretch. During World War II, rations focused on dense, long-lasting foods like hard biscuits, tinned meat, dried fruit and chocolate. The same principle applies today. Include foods that can withstand heat, cold or rough handling without spoiling. Peanut butter, energy bars, dehydrated soups and canned goods are reliable choices. The key is to select foods that don't require cooking and that provide both carbohydrates and fat for sustained energy. To put this into practice, think in terms of 2,000 calories per adult per day and store at least 2 days' worth in each kit. Light and fire are not luxuries, but survival tools. When power is cut, light determines safety. Families in World War II blackouts relied on candles and oil lamps, but for modern survival kits, flashlights and headlamps with spare batteries are essential. Always include waterproof matches or a simple lighter as backup. Firemaking is more than comfort. It can mean boiling water, cooking food, or keeping warm when everything else fails. A good practice is to pack 2 independent sources of fire in every kit. That could be a lighter paired with a magnesium fire starter. In history, partisans in Eastern Europe often carried spare matches, sealed in wax paper to guarantee dryness, a habit worth copying today. Right, so first aid supplies should be focused and practical. Medical kits are often overloaded with items that look impressive, but honestly rarely get used. What you really need are supplies that cover the most common emergencies: bleeding, infection and pain. Adhesive bandages, sterile gauze, antiseptic wipes, a roll of tape and basic painkillers, these are the foundation. During the Second World War, soldiers carried sulfur powder to fight infection from wounds. These days, an antibiotic ointment serves the same role. And if anyone in your household depends on prescription medicine, a small backup supply stored in a waterproof bag is absolutely vital. A well-stocked but compact kit ensures you can actually carry and use it under pressure. Tools, they really turn a kit from just storage into actual survival. Every effective kit, honestly, needs at least 1 multi-use tool. Knives, small hatchets, or even modern multi-tools, they handle cutting, opening cans, or those simple repairs you never see coming. Back in World War II, resistance fighters often carried small folding knives that doubled as both utility tools and, if needed, self-defense. These days, a sturdy multi-tool that fits right in your hand can tackle a dozen different jobs without breaking a sweat. And don't forget a length of paracord. It weighs almost nothing, but it can secure shelter, tie your gear, or even stand in for broken shoelaces. In the end, tools are what bridge the gap between your stored supplies and real hands-on problem solving. So let's talk about where to place survival kits so they're actually useful. A kit does you no good if it's buried up in the attic or tucked away in some corner you can't reach when things go south. The smartest strategy, really, is to put kits where you're most likely to need them. Keep one at home, somewhere near an exit, so you can grab it quickly if you need to evacuate. Store another in your car, make sure it's secured but still easy to reach if you end up stranded. And a smaller, stripped-down kit. That should go at your workplace or in a backpack for when you're on the move. This is just what soldiers and civilians did in World War II, a main supply at home or camp, and smaller packs ready to go at a moment's notice. By spreading them out, you avoid the risk of losing everything if one spot becomes unreachable. Now, putting it all together, that's what makes survival second nature. The value of a survival kit honestly lies not just in what you pack, but in the readiness it gives you. By building kits from simple household items and placing them strategically, you're creating layers of protection for yourself and your family. Each piece, water, food, light, medical supplies and tools, echoes what kept both soldiers and civilians alive through the toughest days of World War II. Applying those lessons today means you aren't just relying on luck or the latest technology. You're relying on time-tested principles that always work, especially when supplies vanish and help is far away. Survival in the end isn't about panic or paranoia. It's about preparation and self-reliance. If this breakdown gave you clear steps to build your own kit, make sure to subscribe to Backyard Wisdom for more deep dives into survival history and practical skills. Share this with friends who take preparedness seriously, and together we can keep these lessons alive for another generation.